For this challenge, the finalists must grab the opportunity to max out on their circular-inspired garment story via their product's packaging. They must develop a prototype in just 4 hours using Delta Global's low-impact packaging material to send to their end customer. Join us to see who uses this key storytelling opportunity to excite their customers through fashion packaging, inspiring them to keep their clothes in use for longer.
When I was going to meetings 3-4 years ago, sustainability was on the agenda, as you'd expect. Meetings now, the agenda is sustainability. We work with brands to look at how they can rationalise packaging, how we can delayer, without affecting the customer experience. The purchase of a product is an emotional experience, and you shouldn't forget that. As a designer, obviously, yes, you're making an incredible product, but you've almost got to think of it through the lens of the customer, not your lens, because what you're doing is delivering that experience.
The over-packaging of products brought through e-commerce represents 23% of total parcel weight in fashion. Delta Global's aim is to create less packaging for more clients globally using only recyclable materials.
So you're challenged to do one prototype for your complete outfit that is going to engage with your consumer. And as with your outfit, you want to follow those same 3 principles, which is the design, the production, and the consumer.
To help with their garments' packaging's physical construction, visualization and marketing pitch, the teams today are joined by senior students from Hong Kong City University and Hong Kong Polytechnic University. They, along with Robert's expertise, will help push their limits for this challenge.
The key components of a good sustainable packaging design are things like utilisation, sizing, reusability, repurposable, regiftable, and ultimately recyclable at end of life.
So the group's concept is to create something which can be reused. So looking at the product and packaging in isolation, sort of seeing them as a consistent narrative, and they both play into each other.
You can just hang the swatches on the strap and the cover.
But do you think that like fabric hanging there, it's gonna create a luxury experience? We don't want it to look crafty somehow.
We want to create a box that will be able to use as a lamp after you unpack the stuff. And so right now we're trying to figure out our techniques, getting the design down, also figuring out how to apply like this concept to like further collections. So we decided to create a growing box.
What I'm really looking for is that thought process, that testing it, that questioning it, stretching it out to see whether it works, both from the design perspective, but also from the customer's perspective.
We have thought about this piece of fabric to still screen the information rather than using a paper card to print out the information about the garment.
Well, the other option is just to have a QR code on the packaging somewhere.
Which is also a really good consideration for longevity as well, because it's not a tag, it's just actually printed onto.
Very true.
So garment longevity is a really, really important part for a designer, that their garment lasts as long as possible, and it's a really underexplored area for brands to communicate with their customers about that on packaging or at the point of purchase. So I'm really excited today to see how the designers start to expand on that.
We will have like a little card to tell them, okay, before you wash or bleach or do any treatment to the garment, you can use these swatches to test it out instead of do directly and damage your garment.
I like the idea of it drawing in as like an experiential feel, but would it affect how they trust you as a brand?
We're thinking about a box which will grow, so you can stretch and put multiple garments because we have 3 garments.
So you're thinking about using the polyester material as
Recycled PET bottles.
Oh, okay.
So you look about the cost of the materials and
the PET bottles that are being shredded, it's waste that's already there, so it should be very cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be commercial. It's really good to see how they're thinking it all the way through and finding their examples.
They really thought about the QR code and the marketing, all the content stuff.
I was quite impressed with how some of them are thinking about return customers and the fact that they might have 2 or 3 or 4 boxes after a certain amount of time, and special editions and stackability.
they are all having strong concepts.
Yeah.
Then in terms of development phase,
They're all at different stages, the team, so it'd be really interesting to see who takes the advice.
2 minutes left, everybody.
Presenting the growing box, a packaging concept that goes beyond delivering just a product.
Our collection is based on a Japanese concept of kintsugi, so we decided to create a Japanese paper lamp kind of box that the consumer can turn into an actual lamp after the box arrives at their home. We thought about ways how to create loyalty to the brand.
So our art boxes are multifunctional, and this box is transformable to a portfolio holder for personal and office use. And this is the way we think to give an afterlife to our packaging.
This is a customer or garment care instruction card. This is a washing microplastic bag that the garments are folded inside of this.
And then you can just replace the swatches with your files. You can store it and you can take it to your office.
So this outer box was a solution to thinking about shipping. This is where we're getting into our sort of customer experience. So this paper here would actually be a poster. So for us it was about giving the consumer information on the product that they were buying.
The growing box, clearly from kickoff, they knew what they wanted to do. Absolutely rigidly focused. It's super innovative.
What was interesting for that group is that they didn't present their garment in the box.
A little disconnected from the product, sort of let the lamp take over the product.
Is it the lamp you're selling or is it the garment you're selling?
Yes. Do you think that roller box has great potential?
At least they had sort of a semi-structural inner and then the mailer box. So in fact, that one maybe was the lowest
impact
because it was just a poster that was protecting it.
How much the people will really use the poster or even the lamp, pretty limited. So if you do these creative things, you want really people to communicate and to really use it.
Particularly with Group A, with that was the art box.
They
thought about everything. The media, boxing, plastic filtration bag, love that idea.
And I think it's because also it's simple. You know, sometimes when you try to complicate so much and then like the consumer gets really confusing and just keep it really simple and user-friendly.
It's just wonderful to see that the talent that's clearly coming up is incredible. Your ideas, your free-flowing ideas, we do have a winner. And that winner is Team A.
Yeah, we are so surprised.
We're super excited.
Today we have learned a lot of industry insights from us, and we also experienced how to design packages for fashion products for ourselves.